After overcoming the typhoon that tested both its structure and crew, the USS Kitty Hawk pressed forward on its determined route back to Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan. On board, sailors began assessing the damage caused by the storm while trying to return to routine after hours of tension and adrenaline. The starboard forward catwalk, an essential component for safe crew movement in adverse conditions, had been severely damaged by the violent waves. The safety net, which provided protection in rough seas, had been torn away by the immense force of the water. Despite these setbacks, the ship's main structure, designed to withstand the harshest conditions, remained intact. In the ship's corridors, the atmosphere was one of relief mixed with exhaustion. Every crew member knew they had played a critical role in overcoming the challenge. Engineers and technicians, despite their fatigue, had already begun temporary repairs to ensure everyone's safety until reaching the base. Meanwhile, on the deck, some sailors seized a rare moment of calm to gaze at the horizon. It was impossible not to feel a sense of respect for the vast ocean, which just hours earlier had transformed into a battleground against the relentless typhoon. Back on the bridge, the captain and his team reviewed meteorological records and mapped out the best route to avoid new storm systems. The decisions made in the heat of the moment had been crucial to the ship's and crew's survival, but every detail was carefully analyzed to ensure future missions could be even safer. The USS Kitty Hawk, with decades of service behind it, once again demonstrated why it was regarded as one of the most iconic vessels in the US fleet. Even in its final years of activity, the ship proved its resilience and strategic importance. The 2008 Typhoon crossing was not just a test of naval engineering, but also a testament to determination and teamwork. Each crew member performed their duties with dedication, ensuring that the ship reached its destination. Though damaged, it was still ready to press forward. The images captured during this journey became a symbol of the strength and courage of the US Navy, a reminder that even in the face of nature's most powerful forces, the human spirit can prevail. Enjoyed this incredible story? Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more amazing accounts like this. Leave a comment about what you thought of the USS Kitty Hawk's journey and share it with anyone who loves stories of resilience at sea. As the USS Kitty Hawk continued its course toward Yokosuka, the crew carried on dealing with the aftermath of the storm. In the hangar, where helicopters and fighter jets were usually sheltered, the maintenance team meticulously inspected the equipment. Although no aircraft had been damaged, minor adjustments were made to ensure they remained operational. In the galley, sailors worked to return to their usual routines. During the storm, meals had been limited to simple items, as the ship's movement made using complex equipment dangerous. Now, with calmer seas, the kitchens resumed normal operations, bringing a touch of comfort to the exhausted crew. However, the storm had left more than physical damage. The emotional impact was evident. For many younger sailors, this had been their first experience facing a typhoon at sea. During brief moments of rest, they talked about what they had felt and how they had persevered. For the veterans, it was another story to tell, but not without acknowledging the collective effort that had kept them safe. On the bridge, the captain continued to monitor the recorded damage. He knew that while the USS Kitty Hawk had passed a difficult test, prior experience in similar situations had been invaluable. Decisions to alter the course and reduce speed at key moments had been instrumental in minimizing damage and preserving the ship's integrity. Communications with the base in Yokosuka were fully restored, and the captain sent a preliminary report of the incident. In it, he highlighted the crew's courage and efficiency, recognizing that their success in facing the storm was a direct reflection of rigorous training and dedication. When they finally sighted the Japanese coast, a feeling of relief and accomplishment spread across the ship. Despite the damage, the USS Kitty Hawk had fulfilled its mission to return to base. Once docked, specialized teams began a detailed assessment of the damages. The damaged starboard catwalk and the missing safety net were priorities on the repair list. While these were inevitable consequences of the storm, the crew understood that the ship could only return to full operational status once these issues were addressed. On deck, as repairs were underway, some sailors took photos of the ship and the scars left by the typhoon. To them, these marks were silent witnesses to their resilience and determination in facing the ocean's challenges. The USS Kitty Hawk, already in its final years of service, continued to demonstrate why it was considered a living legend of the U.S. fleet. Facing a typhoon in 2008, shortly before its decommissioning, was yet another chapter in a long history of dedication and bravery. In the months that followed, stories about the typhoon crossing became part of the crew's shared memories. Many sailors who participated in the mission stayed in touch, exchanging lessons learned from that day. If you were inspired by this tale of resilience and courage at sea, subscribe to the channel now. Don't miss more incredible stories like this, and turn on notifications to catch upcoming videos. Leave a comment sharing your thoughts on the USS Kitty Hawk's challenging journey. After docking at the Yokosuka Naval Base, the USS Kitty Hawk was greeted by an inspection team comprised of naval engineers and maintenance specialists. The goal was to assess the damage caused by the typhoon and prioritize the necessary repairs to make the aircraft carrier operational again. The damaged starboard catwalk was the first item inspected. With twisted sections and compromised fittings, the structure needed to be removed and replaced. The work would require days of welding and structural reinforcement. Additionally, the absence of the safety net torn